everyone, and welcome to episode 11 of Let's Talk. Today we are going to be chatting about coloring books. We're not going to be looking at every single coloring book I have, but we are going to be looking at some ones where if you are new to coloring and you don't really know where to start, or maybe aren't familiar with too many illustrators, this might give you kind of a jumping off point. It's a good selection of a lot of really talented artists. So let's dive in. Okay, so we are going to start with the most obvious first, because if you have been around here for a while, you know that Johanna is easily my favorite illustrator out there. She's the book I got started on, and I absolutely love it. So for her books, there are a number of different options. We have the standard coloring books. We have miniature coloring books. There's also larger, a few select artist edition ones. Those tend to be a little bit larger and thicker paper, so there is a number of different things for you to choose from. But let's talk basic books. So her very first book, Secret Garden, this one was the one that kind of kicked everything off. It's gone through a few different iterations with paper quality and everything, but they really narrowed it down. And you can tell from this book to her most recent book how much her style has grown. But if you like super detailed and delicate florals, this is the book for you. We have a few of these colored. I just grabbed the ones off the shelf, not necessarily the ones I've worked in the most. But Secret Garden is the first in the series, and I feel like a must-have for every Johanna fan. The second one is Enchanted Forest. This is the book that I started with. Absolutely love it. I have colored multiples of her pages. Now, there's not a lot in here because I actually not early on, I still do it. I cut out a lot of my pages, and I have like 2 other copies of this book. But this one is super fun. It's when you start to kind of see some animals and stuff in here. So also highly, highly recommend this one. I mean, I highly recommend any of her books. Out of all of her books, this Lost Ocean is the only iteration that I've heard more people say they're not as big a fan of. Now, I still love it. I think that there are a lot of good options. It easily has the brightest white paper in the entire series. And a lot of that is because, she really wanted those blues to pop. And I've got some left over from a page that I colored. But one of the reasons that people might not be as big of a fan of this one is because some of the details are super, super teeny tiny. You can see there's loads of detail, but I mean, these are perfect for like fine liners and whatnot. But if you are wanting something that is under the sea and fun to color in, there's loads of different opportunities for kind of ocean backgrounds, everything. Lost Ocean is great. And this is book number 3 that came out. Next, we have Johanna's Christmas, which may come in handy for everyone, what with the upcoming holiday season. I always dive in here for Christmas in July and regular Christmas. Loads of great pages. And what sets this apart from a lot of other books is that these are not double-sided. They're not double-sided, so it's nice if you want to take them out and gift them, which you can, because this is one of the few books that is actually perforated. So you can take these out, gift them, hang them up, use them for decor, whatever you want. And there are loads of, let's see, who colored this one? I think I had a friend color this one. I don't remember. Anyway, but loads and loads of Christmas themed pictures in here. Now, I'm not spending too long on the books because we have a lot to get through, and I doubt you all want to sit here for 5 hours going through books. Or maybe you do. Maybe that could be a separate video. Like marathon book flip-throughs. Could be amazing. Magical Jungle. Magical Jungle was one of the first ones I got really excited about after Enchanted Forest, of course, because she started introducing animals and some larger designs that made them a little bit easier to color. I'm telling you, when I got this book, I colored probably 10 pages within a month. This one was a challenge of using pencils in my set that I never use, and it was the neon ones. But it had so much opportunity for just color and fun, and absolutely love it. This was a real fun one. I can't remember if I did it in the Facebook group I was in at the time, because I wasn't doing live streams then. But the reason this one is kind of a mishmash of everything is because whatever group I was in a part of at that time, everybody picked an element and then picked a color palette. So I didn't choose any of these colors. They said, the 2 leaves on the right, let's make them such and such color. So this one was a collaboration with a bunch of different people. And then that one there. But this one, I like the ones where she signed. This one was super fun. Love Magical Jungle. You can't go wrong there. That one also has 2 pages in the back that can be removed. After that, we have Ivy and the Inky Butterfly. And all of these books have like a UK edition, US edition. Some other countries have other editions. The Spain editions are always really pretty and colorful. I believe this one is a UK edition here. Yeah. She gave me this one when I actually went to go visit her, but I don't think I have too many colored in this particular book. I do, but I mean this very particular book. I have 2 other copies, and I have plenty colored in there. But this one is different than a lot of her books. It's a storybook. You follow an adventure. You can color the pages themed to the story, or you can just color them whichever way you want. So super fun for that one. Then we have World of Flowers. Johanna is known for doing a lot of florals and a lot of kind of delicate stuff. So if you really like that, then this is the book to get. Loads of different things in here. You've got little fairy houses, insects, birds, flowers. There is a ton of different stuff. So World of Flowers, also awesome. This one next was the first in a series of different kinds of books that she did where she actually taught us how to draw. So how to draw Inky Wonderlands, which can come in handy for her most recent one, 30 Days of Creativity. So how to draw Inky Wonderlands. Loads of different, really relatable tutorials. I have used this book multiple times in different crafts. I have drawn on furniture. So if you are interested in drawing, this is the book for you. Then after that, we had Worlds of Wonder, which actually she put out 2 books this year. So these are both pretty new and super fun. Just so many different kinds of adventures that you can go on. It's absolutely awesome. Again, I didn't grab the one that I colored in. I just grabbed them off the bookshelf and I was like, oh, but this was one of my my extra copies. But loads of adventures. This was so nice for us when we were all in quarantine because we couldn't really go anywhere. But with this book, we were able to travel without leaving our houses. And then our newest book, which I know some of you are still waiting on your copy, but she has got some downloads and some great follow-alongs. We're actually working on this one on stream right now. We'll be working on it some more tonight, actually. Well, not tonight for you guys. We will have already worked on it by the time you see this. But, loads of opportunity for drawing and coloring. So, little ice cream cone. You guys have seen a few of these little robots, octopi, a few of these on my Instagram, but loads to do. Did a color along with Barber Color, but Johanna definitely had to be the first on this list. I recommend her to everyone. Florals aren't necessarily for everyone, but I feel like she has such a variety. There's a little bit well, everywhere. It's awesome. All right, on to the next. Next up, we have Hanna Karlzon. Now, I don't have all of her books. I have a number of her books, but I don't have all of them. And she also has some artist edition available for hers too. But today we're just looking at the core books, but they are available on Amazon. The links for everything is going to be in the description below. This is one of the newest ones that I got, the Hoxton Stuga. I had a chance to color a little bit in it. There's this one. We did this one on stream, but it's got a lot of good kind of fall, kind of Halloween-y kind of images. So if that is what you're into, it is perfect for that. We have Tales from the Forest Kingdom. Now, a lot of her new books are actually smaller than her previous books, but they're still great. This one was the unicorn one we did on stream, but loads of good stuff. She was actually the kind of second illustrator I started getting into. She does have some portraits in here that are great for practice, as well as just kind of a lot of kind of organic shapes, jewels, insects, animals, that kind of thing. Midnight Masquerade. It's got a selection of a few different images here. I'm trying to think of what I've colored in here. I know I've done 1 or 2. I started the mask. I don't think I've done too much in here. See, that's the thing. I have a lot of books, but there's just not enough time to color them all. Daydreams. As you can see, it's pretty well loved. This was one of my first books from her. Absolutely love it. This one, actually, I had a lot of people copy this one. It was kind of nice to see that. But again, a lot of plant life, animals, opportunities to add your own little details. Again, I know it's pretty empty, but that's because I have a tendency to cut out my pages. So definitely, if it's something you're interested in, take a look at it. Spirit Animals is great. As you can guess, it's got a lot of animals in it, but it has its coinciding person to go along with it. Sometimes I make notes of things that I think that I want to color. But again, I cut out the pages in here. So that's why you're not seeing a lot of colored ones. But again, Alexi, that's a great one for fall. There's loads of different ones in here. Seasons is also very pretty. Obviously, it has to do with the changing seasons. So, I mean, you've got winter, spring, fall, summer. You've got an option for everything in here. Obviously, she has her own distinct style. So you're going to find that with, a lot of her books. We have Magical Dawn is next. I know it feels like I'm going through them fast, but we have a lot of books to get through. Like I said, if you want to get a closer look at these, there's loads of flip throughs, like full flip throughs online. Not to mention, all the links for these. Oh, this was one I did way back when. I did it in the style of Henry Matisse's painting, Lady with the Green Stripe or Woman with the Green Stripe. Anyway, I was feeling inspired by that. I don't remember how long ago I did it, but yeah, there's so much in here. Like I feel like there's so many books, no matter what you want to color, like it's available everywhere, All right, this one is Jewelry Box. I don't know that I've done this one yet. I should really do this one. Like I said, so many amazing images, so little time. But it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous, gorgeous. And Summer Nights, this was another early one that I got. This was a early one, Prismacolors. Started this one, never finished it. Like if I could tally how many work in progresses I have, oh yeah, I guess I started that one with fine liners. So that is Hanna Karlzon. Also highly, highly recommend her. Kerby Rosanes is another really good one. He's so immensely talented and his style is so unique. Real talk though, I've probably only completed 1 or 2 of his images. I just find them really difficult, but they're gorgeous. And I love his books just because, his talent is just amazing. But this one is Geomorphia. I only have 4 of his books. There are so many of them out there. But take a look at them because some books are like compilation books of his previous drawings, like put into different books. So something to keep in mind. This one, like I said, this is Color Morphia. Ugh. And some of the things I have seen people do with these, it's just amazing. It's so good. So good. This one is Fragile World. Oh man, Fragile World and Worlds Within Worlds. There was such a hype around these when they came out, which rightly so. His stuff is just gorgeous. I feel like I could make these coffee table books and just look at them. They're totally meant to be colored, but they're so intimidating. Not saying you shouldn't. Obviously, dive in, have fun. Worlds Within Worlds. So good. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, see, I started playing with alcohol markers on that one. Again, I've like I said, I've done 1 or 2, but I have pulled the pages out. Oh, I started this one. Never actually finished it. I was going for a Mars kind of theme. But yeah, so good. Next, we have Rachel Reinert. Super talented, super unique images, just a lot of organic shapes, but also she has a really cool book we'll get to in a second. So this is Botanical Wonderland. This was her first book. This is the artist edition. She was actually kind enough to send to me, but she has a standard version of it as well that is similar to Desert Wonderland, which is her second book. That is a sample of her coloring there in the back. This one is Desert Wonderland. I'm trying to think if I took the pages out in here. Oh no, we did this one on stream. But again, super, super talented, inspired by a lot of her travels. She's a wonderful illustrator. Go ahead and give her a check. She just did a live stream the other night, actually. This here is a color workshop book. Now, I know I've done color theory and everything, but I cannot recommend this book enough. In it is pretty much anything you have questions about. It's going to cover anything from just how to color. Oh, this one I did, because this one has a few pullouts as well. But just color theory, how to color, how to do different things. Like if you have questions about blending or how to color something or color theory or techniques, this is the book to go to. I cannot recommend it enough. There is nothing in here that I would have thought, oh, she should have added this. No, she covered everything. It's flipping amazing. So if you get a chance, check it out. She also has a new book coming out in February. It's called Floral Wonderland. So she has Botanical Wonderland, Desert Wonderland, Floral Wonderland. Check that out on Amazon. I'll have the link in the description below. But also going to be amazing. Already pre-ordered mine. Next up is Maria Trolle. Nice hardback books, kind of like Hanna Karlzon. I haven't, again, so many pages, so little time. I actually haven't colored much in these books, but they're super adorable. It's a different kind of style to everyone else's, so it's got some black backgrounds on it. So it's definitely different in the sense of the other books. So if you're looking for something a little bit different, Maria Trolle is worth it to check out. This one is Twilight Garden. Go ahead and flip through this one. Again, plants, florals. If that is your jam, then absolutely. There's some cute animals in here. I know I'm not taking long on the flips, but like I said, there are plenty of flip throughs. This is just to give you an idea of kind of where to start if you have been like, I don't even know what books to get. Like, this is something to kind of give you an idea of maybe something new. Oh, here we go. Here's one I worked on. Look at that. But I didn't finish it. Again, the number of work in progresses I have going on right now, I don't even want to show you all the half-done PDFs. Like, if you feel like I never finish anything, you're not alone. You're not alone. It is a struggle, man. All right, that was Maria Trolle. Next up, Christine Karron. Now, these are available on Amazon, but to be perfectly honest, I recommend shopping from her Etsy store. Mostly because the paper in the books themselves, not fantastic. Illustrations are amazing. I love using alcohol markers with these, but most of the time I will scan them in and reprint them on my own paper anyway. So I recommend her Etsy store. Again, that link will be below. But like I said, what you can do is scan them in and print them on your own paper if you like. Like I said, if you want book version, Amazon, PDFs over on Etsy, and you have, easy access to new pages that she just released. I swear, it's like she releases one once a week and they're all just so amazing. I just got 2 more myself. And that's the PDFs, not the books. But you can find the books and the pages over on her books on Amazon, PDFs over on her Etsy. So don't miss her. She is amazing and super talented. Let's talk about Serene a little bit. Now, I had my eye on this book for a really long time, but it's kind of obscure in the way that you get it. Like, I had a wonderful viewer actually send this to me, so I didn't even purchase it. And someone in chat who may know can correct me. But if I remember correctly, I think there might be an Etsy store. I will look, and if I can find it, I'll link it. But also, I think if you message Nicholas directly, I can't even begin to pronounce his last name, but it's called Serene. It's a really obvious front. You can order it through there, but I just never did because the shipping can be a bit more expensive. So I was immensely grateful to the viewer that sent it to me. But his images are just, so talented. So they are definitely a lot of portraits. I did this one here. The paper is just absolutely wonderful. I'm also working on, and it is a work in progress. I do intend to finish it. I call this one the Weeping Angel page. I don't know that he has any other books. He works as a tattoo artist, I believe, when I checked his Instagram, but he is just so talented. It's just one of the more difficult books to get your hands on, but it's so worth it if you do. It's so good. However, that being said, if you don't like portraits, then that might not be something you want to go for, but I'm definitely using my nice supplies on it. Like, this is worthy of the Loomies, like it's so good. All right, so this next stack, a couple of them are kind of like a series, like a couple Doctor Who's, a couple Millie Moratas. But these are some kind of one-offs that I got that I really enjoy. So the Harry Potter Coloring Wizardry. I have 2 other Harry Potter books, but honestly, I feel like this one is the best one out there. I absolutely love it. Now, the page that I worked on for the Harry Potter Colorathon isn't in here anymore, but they just did such a good job with the illustrations. Now, I will say, in a lot of these kind of TV movies, some of the lines are a little bit thicker than my taste, but I'll show you that on a few of the other ones. But it's super good. Loads of opportunity to color some of the pages. It's just, really good. It's the Harry Potter book that I recommend the most. Now, the Ink House. This is a little bit different. It's not, if I remember correctly, he didn't actually make this to be a coloring book. It's a nice hardback book, but so many of us just can't help ourselves. The black and white illustrations are just gorgeous. And, it's a storybook like the others. This was the teacups that we did. So if you're looking for something kind of unique, definitely has like an Alice in Wonderland kind of vibe to it, go ahead and check it out. But Rory Dobner Roy Dobner is the illustrator for this one. But yeah, The Ink House by Roy Dobner. Really good. Right here, we have Circle Portraits by Laura Rafferty. Now, I'll need to check her Etsy. I don't know if this one is still available in her Etsy store, but she does have PDFs available. So if you have been wanting to practice portraits, first of all, she's got things to practice back here. I was testing alcohol markers back here. But if you are wanting, that's our lovely Laura right there. If you are wanting to practice portraits, this is the book for you. As you can see, I've done a few of them. But she is an immensely talented portrait artist. Like I said, she has stuff on her Etsy. If the book isn't there, or if the book isn't something that you're into, she does have PDFs available. But if you enjoy portraits, definitely worth in your collection. All right, next off we have the Great British Bake Off coloring book. Now, I love the Great British Bake Off. I do, and I think the illustrations are great. Here is my one issue that I have with it, and this comes along with the thick lines. They're just almost too thick. So here is my workaround that I've done, is what I actually do is I scan them in, and then I redraw them myself with thinner lines. So like I have this one as a work in progress, but the lines are they're just almost too thick. I think it works for his illustration style. And let's see, I think my kid was doing this one. Mostly because I had already copied this one. But I think it works for his illustrations when they show them on the TV show. But in terms of a coloring book, I just don't feel like it translates well. But if you're willing to scan them in and redraw them, it's definitely worth it. That's if you don't like the thick lines, like me. But if you don't mind them, then have at it. All right, next up we have the official Outlander coloring book. Haven't actually colored in it yet. Found it at Half Price Books, but if there's any Outlander fans out there, it's absolutely great. Now, what they did is they actually have a bunch of different illustrators that worked in these books. The lines aren't super thick. Like I could see myself coloring this one, but I definitely want to do it justice. So like I said, different illustrators. So some of them, like this one has thicker lines, they have different looks. So I kind of wish they had been a bit more consistent in that sense. I keep saying I want to do this one because I've actually been to Dune Castle, so I have my own reference photo as far as colors are concerned. But I just haven't yet. It's like one of those things like the Kerby Rosanes books where I like having it, but I just haven't gotten around to coloring it. See, like this page in comparison to let's find like this. Like the amount of difference between style and technique, like day and night. So I kind of wish they had stuck with the same illustrator throughout. Then we have The Princess Bride, another great book, but I also haven't colored in this one, but if you love The Princess Bride, it's a must-have. Again, so many pages, so little time, but it's still fun and totally worth it if you love The Princess Bride. Next up, we have Doctor Who, which we've got both of them here. They're both great. We did a color along with Doctor Who. It's super great. The pages aren't as bright white, but it's got so many episode references, and they're so awesome. So if you are a Doctor Who fan, absolutely. Doctor Who Travels in Time coloring book, and then Doctor Who coloring book. This is the first one. Like I said, we did the, I think I might have cut it out. I don't think it's in here anymore. But we did the David Tennant head because David Tennant is my favorite. He's definitely, David Tennant's my doctor, for sure. Oh, when he leaves. Anyway, I don't know why I watched that episode. I just keep punishing myself. All right, next up, we have, this is the Disney Thomas Kinkade coloring book. I've still got some tape on it from when we did this one. There's glitter and everything. But we did a color along this one. Sarah Renee Clark has done some awesome stuff with it. The pages on the side can get a little intimidating, but if you're going to get any Disney coloring book and you're up for a challenge, this is the one I recommend. Oh, here's the other page I colored. So I've done 2 pages in here. And yeah, it's pretty good. So Disney's Thomas Kinkade Studios coloring book. There's a couple different versions out there. This one is a newer one. This is by Maggie Ontario. She is an amazingly talented illustrator. She is just wondrous at florals. She even has some fabric that's out. She's collaborating with so many wonderful, wonderful companies, and just, yeah, her illustrations are gorgeous. She has a lot of tutorials. We did this one on stream, and I believe we did this one on stream as well. But she has some cool little short tutorials on her Instagram. Just definitely check her out. Like I said, all the links for all of these are going to be in the description below. I know I've said that multiple times, but if you come in different parts of the video. This one here, this one I got off Etsy. It's Anna Green Gables coloring book. This is just, you know, a love of mine. So we've done a few pages in here. I did this one on my own. This one we did on stream. It was just super fun. Yalza, the illustrator goes by Yalza, and she's got a couple other, she's got an Etsy store. I think there's some Anna Green Gables on there, but there's a lot of it is in this style, but super, super great. I absolutely love it. And she's got some examples of the colored images up front as well, if you were trying to kind of figure out how to make it work. But yes, if you like Anna Green Gables, absolutely love this one. The last two that I have here are by Millie Marotta. Now, I think I've only finished one of her pages. I like the idea of her books. I find that a lot of her, I think we did that one just with fine liners. The shapes are a little bit repetitive, so I have a hard time. Yeah, this was the first one that I've done. I have a hard time with her books, but I do like her books, and I think there's a little bit of something for everyone. Now, I've seen people color it where they just kind of bypass the shapes and then kind of create their own coloring page, which I think looks really, really cool. But, you know, you can just search out the hashtags for Millie Marotta on Instagram, and you can find all kinds of samples and examples and everything. But Millie Marotta, if this is your kind of style, is also a good one to check out. And there we have it. Those, like I said, it's not all of my books. I still have some more, but these are the ones that I've always found good recommendations, good starting off points. They've got great paper. Like, it's all just, it's all absolutely wonderful. Now, obviously, we know if there's any book collection that I know the best, it's going to be the Johanna Basford books. So I had a thought about doing another video where we dive in a little bit more deeply to Johanna's books, a little bit of the, you know, history behind the books, talking about the paper, how the books have grown over time, all of that. So if that's something that you're interested in, put it in the comments below, and that could be one that we do sometime in the future. Because I do have more information on her books, but I don't know if everybody's up for a video that's just strictly about her books. But if you love Johanna's work just as much as I do, it may be something you're interested in. So let me know. Aside from that, if you liked what you saw here today and you want to see more, don't forget to like and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.